Welcome everybody, welcome to this current section. Now earlier I had explained you about SOAP protocol, what is the SOAP protocol, how it can be used, and now let's look at the other protocol, REST protocol, which is also used to implement web services. Fine, REST is more free than SOAP protocol. Okay, in SOAP protocol we have a predefined WSDL file according to which the request should be formed and response should come up. Right, you had seen that, right? We had a WSDL file in SOAP protocol. WSDL file described everything, that what kind of request should go, what kind of response should go, and there were formal tags, right? In SOAP protocol, there used to be tag like a SOAP envelope tag which used to open and close, and there used to be a tag like SOAP header in which the header information used to go. So these are the formal tags which were involved in SOAP protocol, and they were there in each and every request. But in REST, this is not the case. REST is more free. Okay, for example, REST can be implemented using XML. If I have to send a username and password in REST, I can form my own XML. I don't need a WSDL. I can simply form an XML like this: username, and username tag closes, and password, and password tag closes. Fine. So you have got various tags: username, password, and you can form any tag of your own. There is no predefined tag, there is no predefined structure, there is no predefined WSDL which defines the scope of REST protocol. Fine. So basically REST protocol is more free, right? And REST can be implemented using XML or JSON. These are the two ways in which REST can be implemented: XML or JSON. XML we all know, I just showed you, right? JSON is JavaScript object notation. I'll just show you an example with JSON as well. Most of the time REST is implemented using JSON. Okay, we have got JSON requests, JSON responses, right? So basic building block of REST can be XML or it can be a JSON document. Fine. Now the whole story of REST, it revolves around four basic operations. Four basic operations, like basic CRUD operations. Fine. Before I come over to this, let me explain you what JSON is. Okay, I have a simple REST application over here. The retail application which I had shown earlier for SOAP protocol, I also have a REST version for that installed in my local host. Fine. That retail application has got various features like, hold on, I'll just explain that to you again if you didn't watch the previous video. Right, we have a local application out here on which I'll be testing and I'll be showing you things, because to test web services, the applications out there on the internet are not so good. So what I have done is I have made a retail application which has been made both in SOAP as well as REST protocol. The basic features of this retail application is just like a retail store. You can log in as a user, you can log in as an administrator, right? You can add the products into your store, you can add different kind of products, you can add the categories in which the products have to be added. Fine. A user, when he logs in, he can buy the products. Okay, buy the products means he can add to cart, right? He can check out, he can search products. Fine. So these are all the various web services we have in this particular retail application. Okay, but don't go into that application right now. I've just taken a very simple example, that is the login request. Right, if you look at this, then this login request is very simple. Fine, this is the JSON login request. Right, hold on, let me open this again. Yeah, the font is, I increased the font, right? So you see that this is JSON. In JSON request, you have a starting curly braces, you have an ending curly braces, you have the username and password with which you will log in into your application. Fine, REST application. Okay, when you send this to the server, you get a response. You get a response in form of JSON again, that is the login status is success. If I mention a wrong username or a wrong password, and if I run this, I get this kind of JSON response which is an error message. invalid username, password, and login status is failure. Okay, giving you a more complex example, something like this. Uh, this is a JSON request, fine, in which I am trying to add products into my shopping store. I am trying to add shoes. These are the various kind of shoes which I want to add: Nike, Bata, Adidas. Fine. I'm trying to add books, and these are the various kinds of books I'm trying to add: automation book, my book. So basically, the application out here is a retail application, and it is made. It is being made in REST. Okay, REST with JSON. So this is a JSON request which can go to the server, and the response can also come back in JSON format. Right. So this is basically JSON, and instead of this, I can also use XML. Fine. But this application doesn't support XML, because most of the times, you know what, you will find applications which are being implemented with REST protocol are implemented with JSON. Most of the time, 99% of the times, JSON will be used. Okay, and the complete story of REST lies behind four types of operations: CRUD operations. Right. What do you mean by CRUD? CRUD means create, retrieve, update, delete. Fine. These are the four operations around which the story of REST protocol revolves. Create means creating the record. When you create a record on the server, what you do? You send some data, you fire a post request. Fine. When you retrieve the data from the server, you fire a GET request. These are the various types of requests which you can send to the server. When you update the data from the of a particular record, right? Suppose the user is existing and you want to update the details of the user. The kind of request which goes is put. And if you delete a record, then the kind of request that goes is delete request. Fine. These are the four requests around which the complete REST protocol revolves. These are also found in the HTTP protocol. For example, if I talk about HTTP protocol, then I can also talk about a browser. Fine. When I am on a browser, and if I suppose go to any website, say I visit the website ebay.com. Fine. If I am this is the HTTP protocol. Browser supports HTTP protocol. Right. If I am on the ebay.com, if I click on the sign in link, right, I get a page like this which asks for a username and password. When I enter username and password and send it across to the server, then the kind of request which I submit is actually the post request, this one. Fine. I am posting my data to the server. Right. That kind of request, like GET request, is fired. Suppose if I am, say, clicking on a link like this, car and trucks. So when I click on this, a request goes to the server. I am trying to get the data from the server. I want to get various kinds of cars and trucks from the server. So out here, the kind of request which I am firing is retrieve. That is the GET request. Update. If I am logging in, suppose you log in into your Gmail ID or your email account, and if you try to change your password with HTTP protocol using browser, then that kind of request is the update request. Or if you try to delete the records, then it's a delete request. I hope you are understanding. So same kind of requests or same type of operations are also carried out in REST protocol, and these are the four basic operations around which the complete story of REST revolves. Fine. For example, if I talk about REST protocol, if anybody gives you a REST application to test, he will be giving you such URLs. In SOAP application, you have the WSDL file, right? In REST application, we have the URLs. For example, this is the URL to log in into the application, and this URL is of the type post. This URL is to add a category, right? I can add a category in my retail store. Suppose I add up a category called furniture. Fine, I can add multiple kinds of furniture products inside it. Right, so this is the request. With this URL you can add the products. Fine, you can update the product. See, when you update the product, the kind of request you'll be firing is put. Fine, this is the kind of put request I have. Right, don't go in the request right now. Just understand, I'm showing you these URLs. not to confuse you, but to make you understand that there is a post kind of request, there is a put kind of request which will update the product. Fine. There is a delete kind of request, okay, in which you send the product ID and that ID would be deleted. Fine. Or there is a get kind of request in which you, for example, this request, get all products, it will get the all products which are there in the store. Fine. Or search products with the product ID. Fine. It will search the product in the store with the help of product ID. So these are the various operations which can be performed on this REST application, right? And we will be testing this application, right, in the training. That's the challenge, right? The challenge in SOAP UI is only challenge is getting an application to test, right? We have put a lot of hard work in building such an application, dynamic application, an application like when I'm trying to add the product, you can add hundreds of products. This is just a very small request. You can keep on adding products in this request and send it across to the server, making it a dynamic request. Okay, so that's what a REST protocol is. It can be implemented using XML, JSON. JSON is very famous these days. It's being implemented using JSON. And REST is more free than SOAP protocol. You must have seen in REST there are URLs, in SOAP protocol there are WSDLs, right? And I also showed you a sample REST application.